The silence in the house was deafening. It had been a year since Ben's beloved German Shepherd, Max, had crossed the Rainbow Bridge. The house felt empty, the silence heavy with the echo of Max's playful barks and the rhythmic thump of his tail against the floor. It was during this time of sorrow that Ben found himself drawn to a small, fluffy kitten at the local shelter. He named her Cupcake, a nod to her sweet, sugary soft fur. Cupcake, however, didn't seem to understand the weight of the loss that Ben carried. She was young, playful, and utterly oblivious to the unspoken grief that permeated the house. Ben, however, found solace in her presence. Her purrs, the soft rustling of her claws as she explored, the way she would curl up on his lap, all filled the void left by Max. Then, one day, Ben brought home a puppy. A Leonberger puppy, to be precise. A mountain of fur and playful energy, the puppy, Leva, was a whirlwind of joy. Ben had chosen him hoping for a furry companion to help him heal. But as Leva bounded into the house, Cupcake, who had been napping in a sunbeam, bolted in terror. Leva was all enthusiasm and awkward attempts at play. Cupcake, however, saw him as a monstrous, clumsy beast. She hissed, arched her back, and sought refuge in the highest, most inaccessible places in the house. Leva, being young and oblivious, persisted, much to Cupcake's growing despair. He would try to nudge her with his nose, lick her face, and, of course, attempt to play with her tail, sending her into a frenzy. Ben, caught in the middle, tried to mediate. He tried to keep Leva occupied with toys, gave Cupcake safe spaces, but it felt like an impossible task. His hope of a joyful reunion with a new furry friend was dwindling. One evening, after a particularly stressful day, Ben found himself curled on the couch, Cupcake nestled in his lap, Leva sprawled at his feet. He sighed, weariness settling in his bones. Suddenly, he heard a faint meow. Cupcake was standing on the coffee table, pawing at a sealed bag of cat treats. Leva, who had been sleeping, perked up his ears and then, with a surprising agility for his size, leapt up, snagged the bag, and dropped it at Cupcake's feet. Ben watched in awe as Leva sat patiently, tail wagging, while Cupcake, eyes wide with surprise, carefully ripped the bag open with his claws. The cat, for the first time, looked at Leva with a sense of respect, a tentative nod of acknowledgement. From that day on, the dynamic in the house changed. Leva and Cupcake weren't just sharing the space, they were sharing life. They would nap together, Leva's large form enveloping Cupcake in a comforting embrace. Leva learned to open the cat treat bags for Cupcake and would carefully fetch his favorite toys. Cupcake, in turn, would allow Leva to groom his fur, his purr a soft rumble against the dog's thick coat. They even started waking Ben up together, a symphony of meows and whines to announce the start of a new day.